Ishida Mitsunari was hated due to his overly ruthless organizational theory. We unravel its essence and the chain of events that led to the Sekigahara defeat. At the Battle of Sekigahara, nearly half of the Western Army did not fight, collapsing entirely due to the betrayal of figures like Toyotomi Hideyoshi. However, in truth, this hid a fundamental organizational problem that couldn't be dismissed as a mere personality clash. What exactly was it? Why was Mitsunari hated? What was his cold organizational theory? How did it lead to the Sekigahara defeat? This video will reveal it all. Now let's delve into that truth. The main feature also elaborates on the intentions of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who supported Mitsunari. Ishida Mitsunari, originally from a poor background in Omi, had his talents recognized by Toyotomi Hideyoshi. He served Hideyoshi as a page, rapidly distinguishing himself. His administrative processing ability, in particular, was exceptional. In Hideyoshi's unification of Japan, Mitsunari demonstrated his prowess primarily in administrative affairs rather than military ones. He built meticulously controlled systems for land surveys and provisions procurement, supporting Hideyoshi's regime. However, his relentless pursuit of efficiency created a deep rift with warlords who valued human sentiment. So, why did the warlords' dissatisfaction grow? Warlords risked their lives on the battlefield, but Mitsunari assessed them based on practical work and figures. For instance, in the allocation of rewards after the Kyushu campaign, Mitsunari reorganized territories with strict criteria, provoking strong backlash. Martial-minded warlords like Kato Kiyomasa and Fukushima Masanori perceived Mitsunari's methods as arrogant. To them, military achievements were the culmination of blood and sweat. To have them articulated in cold, hard numbers was humiliating. This dissatisfaction was suppressed during Hideyoshi's lifetime but continued to smolder beneath the surface. So, what happened after Hideyoshi's death? The death of Toyotomi Hideyoshi meant Mitsunari lost his greatest protector. The system of 5 elders and 5 commissioners established by Hideyoshi aimed to decentralize power, but instead intensified conflicts. Tokugawa Ieyasu, especially, as the head of the 5 elders, violated Hideyoshi's will by arranging marriages with various daimyo, thereby expanding his influence. Mitsunari viewed this as an act of betrayal against the Toyotomi family and severely criticized Ieyasu's arbitrary actions. Mitsunari's logical arguments sought to curb Ieyasu's private activities, but this further inflamed the martial faction's opposition. Why were Mitsunari's actions misunderstood? The martial faction warlords regarded Ieyasu's actions as private interactions between daimyo and considered Mitsunari's intervention an overreach. Kato Kiyomasa and others criticized Mitsunari for privatizing the Toyotomi family and showed their support for Ieyasu. This conflict eventually escalated into the 7 Generals attack incident, on the verge of armed confrontation. Kiyomasa, Masanori, and the other 7 generals attacked Mitsunari's residence. Mitsunari narrowly escaped thanks to Ieyasu's intervention. However, ironically, this incident distanced Mitsunari from power, accelerating Ieyasu's path to unification. So, why did Mitsunari raise his banner again at Sekigahara? After his downfall, Mitsunari was confined to his domain, Sawayama Castle. Yet, Ieyasu's arbitrary actions did not cease. When Ieyasu marched to subjugate Eizu, using Usuji Kajikatsu's alleged rebellion as a pretext, Mitsunari resolved to rise up for the sake of the Toyotomi family's survival. He appointed Mori Teramoto as commander-in-chief and gathered the Western Army. However, this assembly had a fundamental problem. The Western Army was connected less by personal loyalty to Mitsunari, and more by animosity towards Ieyasu or the expectation of territorial security. This became Sekigahara's organizational weakness. Why couldn't the Western Army stand united? The daimyo held their own agendas, showing little inclination to fully obey Mitsunari's command. Specifically, Commander-in-Chief Mori Teramoto remained inactive, and Kikuwa Hiroi secretly communicated with Ieyasu, demonstrating internal collapse. Mitsunari was an excellent bureaucrat, but his charisma and popular support on the battlefield fell short compared to the martial warlords. He was skilled at devising strategies and moving armies, but struggled with the human touch of winning hearts and minds. This lowered the Western Army's morale even before the battle began and was a factor in inciting numerous betrayals. So, why did Kobayakawa Hideaki, a prime example, betray them? As the Battle of Sekigahara commenced, the Western Army had moments of initial advantage, but the situation became a stalemate. Kobayakawa Hideaki held a crucial position in the Western Army, and his movements were closely watched even before the battle began. Hideaki had previously been alienated by Hideyoshi and slighted by Mitsunari, thus his distrust of Mitsunari had grown. Ieyasu exploited this, promising Hideaki territorial security, and steadily prepared for the betrayal. Mitsunari saw Hideaki as an opportunist and was wary of his betrayal. So why couldn't he stop it? Mitsunari had promised Hideaki rewards for military achievements, but the long-standing distrust could not be erased. He proceeded logically, but critically lacked the ability to consider the complex emotions and pride of the warlords. Finally, prompted by Ieyasu, Hideaki defected to the Eastern Army, leading to the complete collapse of the Western Army. The betrayal by Kobayakawa's forces exposed the fundamental fragility of the Western Army's organization. The lack of trust proved fatal. Mitsunari fought desperately, but the Western Army, having lost its organizational cohesion, disintegrated, and his defeat was unavoidable. Why was Mitsunari hated? It was because his sense of justice and rationality created a deep chasm between him and warlords who valued emotion and human sentiment. Cold organizational theory prioritizes systems and efficiency over individual emotions. This accumulated dissatisfaction among the warlords. This led to the Sekigahara defeat because the Western Army was a loose organization, connected by individual interests rather than Mitsunari's strong cohesive force. Ishida Mitsunari, while an excellent bureaucrat, may have been inexperienced in organizational management that involved building human relationships. His defeat is remembered not merely as a matter of military superiority, but as a grand historical lesson questioning the very nature of organization.